What's up, everybody? WiseGuyBets here with some picks for today. Today's date is 8/9/2021. It's a Monday. We have 5 games on the slate. So on a short slate like this, a small slate like this, got to be careful how you choose. A lot of players you choose are going to be widely used by everyone else. So usually on nights like this, I play pretty small, not have too much exposure. So let's get right into the players I'm looking at tonight. At the pitcher position, I'm looking at Jameson, Taillon for New York Yankees. His projection on the night is 14.4 fantasy points. He has a 4.04 ERA. He's pitching around 5.1 innings per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point-wise, has been 22, 23, 27. He's averaging 15 fantasy points over 21 games. His salary is $7,800 on DraftKings. Playing a bad Kansas City team. Kansas City's batting 128 against him. We do have an over-under run total of 10. It's a little high. That's basically because the Yankees are expected to have a big night. His last 5 against Kansas City has been 0-0-0, 35-24. I like those last 2 outings against Kansas City. And he's one of the high-rated pitchers in Draft Dashboard tonight. So Jameson, Taillon is someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineup at the pitcher position. Let's look at the catcher position. At catcher, I'm looking at Omar Narvaez for Milwaukee. His projection on the night is 7.3 fantasy points. He has 10 homers on the season. He's batting .283. He's getting around 3.1 at-bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point-wise, has been 14, 0, and 16. He's averaging 7 fantasy points over 85 games, which is pretty good. He's 1-for-1 against the pitcher he's facing. We have an overrun and a run total in this game of 9. His last 5 against Chicago has been 6-10, 6-0, and 9. I like his salary at $3,800. I can get him into my lineups. And I do like how he's been playing lately. He's been playing well over his last 5 with 0-8, 14-0, and 16. I'm going to try to get Mr. Narvaez into my lineups tonight at the catcher position. Let's look at the first base position. At first base, I'm looking at Aguilar for Miami. He's 3,300 on DraftKings. His projection on the night is 9.3 fantasy points. So if he gets us 9.3 fantasy points on a salary at 3,300, I'll take that all day long. He has 20 home runs. He's batting .266 on the season. He has around 3.5 at-bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point-wise, has been 2, 4, and 30. He had a huge game in this last game. He's 4 for 9 against this pitcher, 1 single, 2 home runs. I like that. Over-under run total is 7.5. That's a little low, so hopefully we can get some mustard on these bats and get them going tonight. His last 5 against San Diego has been 0, 7, 11, and 3. Mr. Aguilar, if we see anything bright come out of Miami tonight, I think he's the guy who's going to shine tonight. So Aguilar is someone I definitely want to get into my lineup tonight at the first base position. Let's look at second base position. At second base, I'm going with Adam Frazier for San Diego, another player from the San Diego Miami game. His projection on the night is 7.7 fantasy points. He has 4 homers on the season. He's batting very good .320. He's getting around 3.9 at-bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point-wise, have been 10, 10, 13. He's averaging 8 on the season. Salary is $3,500. He has a .742 on base percentage against righties, and the pitcher gives up a .765 OPS to lefties. Mr. Frazier's a lefty. It kind of adds up for him to have a good night. No previous at-bats against this pitcher, but the numbers say that he will do well. Say he has a 33% advantage, and I agree with that. His last 5 against Miami has been 4, 5, 20, 9, and 7. Adam Frazier is definitely someone I want to try to get into my lineups tonight at the second base position. Let's look at the third base position. At third base, I'm looking at Josh Donaldson. His projection on that is 9.7 fantasy points. He's batting .245 on the season. He's getting around 3.2 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, has been 0, 4, and 5. He's averaging seven fantasy points per game. Mr. Donaldson is 2 for 11 against the pitcher he's facing, with 1 single, 1 home run. The over-under run projection for the night is 9.5. His last 5 against the Chicago White Sox is 14, 6, 2, 19, and 7. I like him in this position tonight. He has a .835 on base percentage against righties. He's a righty also, and the pitcher he's facing gives up a .674 on base percentage against righties, which adds up to about a 20% advantage for him. I like him in his position tonight. I like the over-under run total. Just like I like Mr. Donaldson tonight to kind of break out of a little mini slump that he's in. So Josh Donaldson is someone I definitely want to get into my lineups tonight at the third base position. Let's look at the shortstop position. At shortstop, I'm going with Amed Rosorio for Cleveland. His projection for the night is 7 fantasy points. He has 6 homers on the season. He's batting .270. He's getting around 3.8 bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 5, 9, and 6. It's 4,100 on DraftKings. He's 4,900. He's 4 for 9 against the pitcher he's facing. 3 singles, 1 home run. I like the over-under run projection of 9.5. He's been second in the lineup. His last 5 against Cincinnati, it's been 16, 5, 5, 0, and 8. I like Mr. Rosario in the position he's in tonight. But a lot of it's based on the success he's had against the pitcher he's facing tonight. So Amed Rosario is someone I definitely want to get into my lineup tonight at the shortstop position. Let's look at the outfield. In the outfield, I'm looking at Max Kepler from Minnesota. His projection on the night is 9.3 fantasy points. He has 14 homers on the season. He's only batting .211. He's getting around 3.6 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 9, 0, and 11. He's 4,800 on DraftKings. He's a possible core pick for me. He's 8 for 29 against the pitch he's playing. 4 singles, 1 triple, 3 home runs. So he's had, out of his 8 hits, 4 of my extra base hits. He has a on-base percentage against righties of .838. The pitcher gives up .606 on-base percentage to lefties. He has a slight advantage of 32% here. He's batting number 1 in the lineup. His last 5 against the White Sox are 5, 2, 0, 22, and 21. I can see him hitting a home run in this game tonight. He hasn't hit a home run in his last 7 games. He's only hit 2 home runs in his last 15. I think he's due for a home run. He does try to shoot for the fences. He's in Minnesota. He's at home. I think he can go yard tonight, and maybe even a prop bet I may make a bet on. So Mr. Kepler is someone I definitely want to try to get into my lineup tonight in the outfield. So those are my picks for today. If my picks help you, go ahead and hit that like button. That I really would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you know when new videos are posted. Until the next video, peace.